Welcome to Breaking the Bottleneck. I'm your host, Rob Whitlow, and today we're going to be talking about emotional marketing and why it's bad. Stay tuned. When it comes to emotional marketing, so many times business owners will make mistakes and decide that they're going to purchase or spend on marketing emotionally. Sales are down. We need to maybe spend more. Sales aren't going good. Maybe we need to cut back on spending. And so rather than identify where the bottleneck is, we tend to make emotional decisions. Well, gosh, if we're not getting enough deals, maybe we need to spend more. And so we make emotional decisions based on the data that we don't have a clear cut, defined understanding of where the bottleneck actually is. It could be many things, and yet many times we make that decision emotionally. And what I'm trying to get you to see is you cannot make a marketing spend decision based on how you feel. You need to make it based on the data that is there to inform you exactly what needs to happen. In some cases, yes, you do need to increase spending, because if you've refined the entire and streamlined the entire process, then you should be in a space that would allow you to know that you've been able to make it work, but it's just not enough. So you need to invest more. And so my point is that when it comes to marketing, it should be treated as an investment that you are expecting a return on. And everybody knows that phrase, ROI, return on investment. What am I spending on marketing and what am I getting back? Well, that's an entire process, though. That's not just identifying what's wrong with marketing. You need to look at the entire marketing engine. Are you telling the right story? Are you actually giving people enough information that you're getting qualified leads? Are the leads good? Are the salespeople actually qualifying those leads? There's a whole process that you need to go through and KPIs that need to be developed. So make sure that everything you're doing as it relates to marketing is based on data, based on what is been analyzed, and not just based on emotion alone. Because if you are emotionally buying ad space, if you're emotionally buying ads, instead of looking at core data to determine what needs to be done, if marketing needs to increase, if it needs to be adjusted, if it needs to be changed, if the story isn't resonating, there are things that you need to look at other than just spend more money. But sometimes the answer is you got to spend more money. It's there's an old saying that says, if you don't give me enough money to go to the grocery store, I'm not going to be able to cook you a great dinner. And a lot of times the problem is we're so emotionally afraid to take investment steps that we sabotage our entire workflow and sabotage our entire sales process because we're not investing in our own marketing. You got to invest in marketing in order to get a return, and you got to make sure you're doing that smart. So what keeps companies from investing? What keeps them from doing that? So let's talk about the flip side. There is the emotion of I just need to get more leads, but there's also the emotion of fear. And fear, many times, rather than data, keeps us from investing in marketing the way that we should. It keeps us from spending the money to get it right, to understand the entire process. Fear, what it does is it keeps you frozen. So just remember that fear equals frozen. It causes you to pause in your tracks, and you're not basing your decisions on logic anymore. You're not basing your marketing decisions on data anymore, or KPI reports, or even an analysis of the entire marketing program. You're basing it just off an emotion, fear. Don't let fear keep you frozen. You've got to invest in your company if you're going to grow. Don't let fear keep you, but make sure that you are using data to inform what you need to do and sound strategy on what you need to do, not just investing out of the emotion of fear of loss or creating a fearful environment where, no, I don't want to spend any money. I don't want to go through that right now because, we tried that before. You know what the number one killer of businesses is? We've tried that before. Yeah, you may have tried that generally before, but did you try it right? You may have tried to do a Google ad spend, but did you try it right? Did you have your story right? Did you have the magnet set up that's going to magnetize and attract the right type of buyer? Did you think about it in terms of, look, if I want the mouse to come to the mouse trap, I've got to put out cheese or peanut butter. I can't put out something that may not attract them. I've got to attract the right type of buyer to my lead magnet, and it has to be magnetized. Those are all things that you've got to think about. So don't just let fear keep you from investing in your business to make it grow. Don't let the status quo keep you there. Invest, but invest smartly. Invest based on data and invest based on sound strategy. So I know I've already said it during this talk, during this podcast, but metrics are king. And having solid metrics and KPIs in place, having the right tool set in place to inform the decisions you're going to make are what eliminates fear. It's what eliminates hesitation. When I know that I can track everything, and I see that as the biggest problem sometimes with companies, is they're afraid to invest. They're afraid to spend on marketing because they don't have any way to really, in a good way, track what is the success, where's the attribution coming from, where am I getting these leads, and how are they doing? What's from start to finish? Where is the top of the funnel, and where are the sales happening, and what's the connection between it all? That kind of fear based on a lack of knowledge. Listen, as leadership, it's our fault. We have to take ownership and say, we have not invested the time to ensure we have the right tools in place, the right CRM in place, the right marketing system in place, with the right reporting in place to be able to inform us, when I invest in X, I get X number of leads, I get Y number of sales from that, and that turns into Z number of the dollars of revenue. Because at the end of the day, it is a simple process. In fact, a millionaire mentor friend of mine said this to me. Here's the secret of marketing. All I want to do is find a donkey that I can give $20 bills to, and it'll crap hundreds. That's all I want to do. That's my goal. And so I've got to know that I'm feeding the donkey and that it's producing what I need it to produce, a return on investment. So fear a lot of times is not a sound decision. It's keeping you locked up in your business and you're not actually moving forward. And the reason isn't because marketing doesn't work or spin doesn't work. It's because you're letting fear control you and you're not putting the KPIs in place so that you can move forward in confidence, knowing that you have a way to track what's successful, what's not successful, and keep trying. Listen, if marketing was a golden ticket of I know exactly what to do, I know exactly what will attract the right customer, and I know exactly what will convert on a high level basis every time. If there was any guru out there that actually knew that, guess what? No one else would have any business. They'd have all the answers. And the answer is no one has all the answers. You have to do it, unfortunately, the hard way, which is constantly reevaluating your KPIs at every process along the way to know where the bottleneck is, break it, and then be able to find the faucet that's finally going to turn on and produce the revenue that you need it to produce. Hey, I'm Rob Whitlow. I'd like you to subscribe to my channel. Click the like button. These things really help us a lot. A lot of people watch our videos and never, ever subscribe. So please subscribe. We'd love to have you on the channel with us. I hope this has been helpful today. And stay tuned. We've got a lot more great content coming your way. Until then, master the 4 quadrants. It'll change your business.